Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. Okay, guys, I like to keep everyone educated and on the same level when it comes to cryptocurrency. So, for a lot of the newer people to this space, I found an article. This is a few days old. Actually, it was April 12th, but I felt like it was a great segue to talk about the difference between ETFs and actually owning crypto for a lot of our newer investors, or for the newer investors who may know someone out there that will prefer to get into an ETF. This gives you a little bit of more education on ETFs in general, because everyone is not at the same level of education or just knowledge when it comes to cryptocurrency and or stock investing as well. So I just like to make sure on this channel I keep everybody up to date. Anyway, I ran across an article from Robert. It was Robert Kawasaki. Anyone who don't know, he wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Great book on just the value of assets and accumulating assets. Well, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book, but I actually think his best book to me was the Cash Flow Quadrant. I thought that was just a better book in general, but this is a great book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of the book. Anyway, as I go down here, they asked him a question. They said, "Will you buy a Bitcoin ETF?" He says, "No. Just as I own gold and silver coins and mines and my own apartment houses, I do not own gold or silver ETFs or REITs, which are real estate ETFs. ETFs are best for most people and institutions. Personally, I am an entrepreneur and prefer to stay as far away from ETFs." That's basically what he's saying. Stay as far away from ETFs as possible. I actually share that sentiment, and I felt like this was a great way to tell you guys the difference. Like, there's a lot of people when the Bitcoin ETFs came out, a lot of people ran and jumped in them. Um, and I actually went in and pulled back out. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you really doing? You understand crypto?" So I said, I pulled back out, and when we would get this Ethereum ETF, I'll do the same. I won't accumulate any. And here's the biggest difference between the two for those of you who may not understand. When you own, the way we talk about crypto on here, we talk about ownership. That's the type of crypto investing we do on this channel. And I'm always letting you guys know about different crypto cold storage wallets that you can hold. As having your own cold storage wallet is essentially like having a safe deposit box. That's the best way I could do a safe deposit box, or your own safe at home. It's like having, you physically have ownership of your crypto. For those of you that still don't have a cold storage wallet, make sure you look down in the description. I actually have two affiliate links, one for Ledger Wallet, one for Tangent. I've actually been leaning more toward the Tangent lately. Anyway, you can get 10% off if you use the links below and my affiliate link. Um, but that's the difference between an ETF and the actual owning, um, having an ETF and actually owning the crypto. So, for instance, with Bitcoin in general, if owning a Bitcoin in your a wallet, or even fractions of a Bitcoin in your cold storage wallet or your crypto exchange account, it's like having a gold bar, a physical gold bar in your safe or in the safe deposit box. You physically own it. Whereas someone who are in the stock market and they, or through their job, they want to get into an ETF, it's a safe means. They That's like, for them, getting into a Bitcoin ETF or Ethereum ETF is basically like owning a stock in a company. It's just a fraction. It's a fraction. There's no way that they will own a whole entire Bitcoin, or like I'm telling you now with the whole Ethereum thing, you won't own, even though Ethereum $3,000 right now. If you wanted to own an entire um, Ethereum, you couldn't do that with just an ETF. Which, and it's the difference between the two, one, you don't really have to think about it. You put your money in the ETF and go on about your business. But overall value, I feel like owning the actual asset, and that's how I am being an entrepreneur. I totally agree with Robert Kawasaki. Being an entrepreneur, you want to own the entire asset. I'd rather own it than own the ETF, because if I own it, I can use a fraction of it. I could sell off a fraction of it, or if I chose to send some to a family member, I can do that. It's a lot easier for me to take a fraction of all of Ethereum I own and say, hey, I'm going to give you, this family member over here, an entire Ethereum token, which overall I believe is way more valuable than just owning a fraction, because they're basically going off of the price when you own an ETF. So that's the biggest difference between the two. And I think he makes a valid point, a valid point. That's why I just, now I feel like it's a great vehicle. I think it's great that they're making these ETFs, because what it's doing is it's having an impact on the price of crypto. Just in general, just on Bitcoin, and it's going to be have an effect on Ethereum as well. I think it's great for the overall adoption of crypto and the longevity of crypto, and crypto just really coming in and just taking this space over by storm, which we're currently witnessing. I think it's great for that, and I think it's great for those who will have no interest at all in ever getting off into cryptocurrency by way of the way we do with with exchange central exchanges and DeFi exchanges. I think for people who have no period, you just cannot tell them that crypto is going to be around for the long term, or they have no interest in the whole all of the different things that crypto is doing in the financial space, and just in making this a better, easier world. And as far as it um, putting banks, just destroying banks, and I'm all for that. I'm definitely all for that, because I just think that when it comes to cryptocurrency, in fact, I know there's nowhere else that you can truly change your life in a few months or a couple years. You can retire with cryptocurrency. I'm sorry, you cannot do that in doing dealing with stocks. There's nowhere you can do that you can make that kind of money that fast. So I'm always gonna be for owning the actual crypto than owning ETF. But that's just me. I think it's still great for the crypto space, and I'm so happy. And obviously, BlackRock, people like Grayscale, and all of them, they feel the same way, because they're gonna profit in the end. So, but the people on this channel, we're talking about accumulating and growing real wealth, and you do that by owning the actual asset. So I saw this and I felt like this was a great time to differentiate between an ETF and the actual owning of your crypto. If you guys like videos like this, be sure to give me a subscribe, a like, and hit that bell notification for more. All right, guys, saw it. As always, keep researching. My free thinkers. All right, I'm out.